This might sound crazy, but playing poker is just like life. Hear me out. I'm Danielle Ford, the founder of Young Moms Club, where young moms go to empower themselves and design their perfect lives. And in this video, I'm going to go through 6 ways that I think that poker is just like life. If you're like me and you love playing poker, then I'd love to hear from you in the comments after the video and let me know if you agree or if you can think of any other reasons that poker can emulate life. Okay, so the first reason is that in poker, you cannot control the hands that you're dealt. You have no control. There are cards in the middle for everybody to play, and then every single person is dealt 2 cards, at least in Texas Hold'em poker. And just like in life, we can't control the hands that we're dealt or the circumstances that are thrusted upon us. And the thing is, you actually shouldn't play most of your hands. In poker, you should only be playing 20 to 30% of hands. And just like in life, just because something was presented to us, or we came from a certain family, or we're in a certain situation, that doesn't mean we have to play that hand, right? We can stop, pause, throw that hand away, and wait for a better opportunity to come our way, and decide to put all of our chips in at those better opportunities. Now, the second reason is because just like in life, when you're playing poker, there are some people at the table that you just choose not to participate with. If there's a player who is just a super wild card, like he's just crazy, he could potentially mess up the whole game, there's no way to predict what he's going to do, I'm losing money playing against him, rather than feel like I need to play against that person and I need to win, I'm going to choose not to play hands that he's in. And that's the same as life. Okay, there's certain people that when they're involved, you just are not part of it, or you shouldn't be, right? There's wild cards, there's drama queens, there's people that problems just seem to follow them everywhere. And even if they're in the hand with you, you can choose to sit it out. You don't have to be part of it. The third one is that no matter what happens in the hand or in the final game, whether you win or you lose, you cannot let the outcome change your mentality. This is extremely difficult to do in poker and in life, all right? In poker, they call it tilting, when you have a good hand and it gets messed up by something, and all of a sudden you're stressed and you're freaking out and you start to make bad decisions. When other players are tilting, this is the time you want to play against them because you could win better because they are not in their right mind because they're being way too emotional. And in life, whether you win a hand or lose a hand or continue tons of losses hand after hand after hand or even lose a big game, you can't let it affect your mentality, all right? You have to learn from it. You have to realize, what mistakes did I make? What could I have done better? And you need to implement that into the next hand. And that goes for winning too, in both aspects. Just because you won doesn't mean you're awesome or a superstar. If you get that kind of head, then you're going to lose the next hand, right? Or eventually it's going to catch up with you. If you win, if you're on a winning streak, whatever, continue evaluating the things that you're doing right and continue to try to do those things, but don't get too cocky or else you're going to lose eventually. When you're playing poker, you cannot judge one hand by another hand, all right? If you had a really terrible hand and you for some reason decided to play it, or maybe you had a bad hand that you thought about playing and you tossed and then you realized that it would have been a good hand after the flop came out, you cannot second guess yourself and you cannot compare it to the next time you have that same hand because the same thing is not going to happen, all right? And that will mess you up big time and cost you a lot of money. And on the flip side, if you have a great hand and you put a lot of money in and you make all the right moves and just the card gods don't fall the way they should, or the card gods don't deliver the cards the way they should, and you end up losing, you cannot compare that hand to the next time you have those great cards. You have to make the same good decisions as you did before. And this can apply to life in the form of relationships, or friendships, or job opportunities, or anything that you do, if you have a bad circumstance, don't compare it to the next time that happens, all right? And if you have a good circumstance out of something, don't expect the next time to be good either. Every hand is different. The next thing, all right, the only way to win at poker is by taking calculated risks. Calculated risks, not just being risky for the sake of being risky, all right? I don't think that poker is actually a gamble. I feel like it's a skilled game. If you know the game well, if you know the math enough, if you know what the right moves are, then you have to choose to take risks at the right time when the calculations pay off. And that's the same as life, all right? You're not going to win at life by playing it safe all the time. You should not be a crazy risk taker, just like tossing a coin and making a decision. You should be going on calculated risks. Basically what this means is that if you can put forth the most minimum investment or energy or whatever possible, but it's going to be a risk, but your calculations tell you that you're going to have a big success if you win, then it's worth the risk. It's not worth a huge risk of something just to get a tiny result. And that's the same as poker. And the last thing, and this is a lot of poker players' favorite thing, is the bluff. And what I like to do is the semi-bluff. Now, bluffing means that you don't have it, that you're missing something, you're lacking, and you're faking that you do have it. A semi-bluff is when you actually have a good hand, but you're acting like you have a better hand. And in life, you have to do that because you're not always going to be ready. You're not always going to be prepared, and you're not always going to be at 100%, but it's going to be the right decision for you to go for something. So as long as you're not bluffing, right? Don't fake it. Don't fake your skill. Don't fake your ability to do something, but you can fake your confidence. Just like in poker, it's more about faking your confidence in a hand. You might win. Somebody might beat you. You don't know, but if you can fake your confidence in a hand and get them to fold, then you're going to win. Same thing with life. Fake your confidence until you get something, but don't fake your skill level. You got to work hard to get there. So that's all for today and this video. If you liked the video, then please click like, subscribe to the channel, and share with your friends. And if you have any more poker playing analogies that I missed, leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one. We have to get you a sister. What is it doing? It's hide over here. Maybe it won't see us. Oh no, it found us. All right, group hug.